Hello and welcome back. In the last two videos, we added the Docker Compose services for Redis and MongoDB. Now we want to add for MySQL. Okay, so I will go back to Docker Hub and then search for MySQL. Okay, and I will use the official Docker image. Okay, and yeah, I think currently the latest version is 8.2.0. And then this is how you can run it if you don't want to use Docker Compose. If you just want to create a container, this is the command you use. Okay, and then you can use this to connect as well. For Docker Compose, we create the service name, add the image, and then we can add this command just for local development. So we just add this command, default authentication plugin, MySQL native password. Okay, but you can see here it said it's not recommended for production configuration. So what we are doing here is just only for our local development. Okay, so we can use it. Okay, what I will do, let me copy this. You can copy this part and then come right here and paste. I will change the name of the service. I'll change it to MySQL. I'll add a container name. I'll call this MySQL underscore container, and then image. Now for this, if you don't add any tag, it will use the latest. So you can use latest this way, or you can leave it out. It will use the latest image tag. So just like how we've seen, it says this is not recommended for production. So I can take the comment out, but it's fine for our local development. Okay, so the command, so it uses the MySQL native password for authentication. Restart policy is always. Now for the environment variables, we need to set some environment variables like the username, the database name, the root password name, and the password, so that we can access the database from our application. Okay, let's scroll down from the documentation. Let's see all the environment variables. We are going to need a root password. We're going to need a database name. We're going to need a MySQL user. We're going to need a MySQL password. Okay. And then for the others, we can leave them out. We don't need them. These are the only ones we need: root password, database, user, and password. Okay. So here it says this is mandatory and specify the password that will be set for the MySQL root super user. Okay. So here, let me just start with this will be MySQL underscore user. So add whatever name you want. I will add mine as Joba. Just add something very simple that you can easily remember. Okay. And then MySQL database. Add your database name, Joba auth. So this is for authentication. Okay. Then MySQL root password. I'll give it API. Yeah, it's easy. We have MySQL root password and then MySQL password. Now this is just fine for your local development, but don't do this on production. You're using a database password of API. This is not secure. Okay, and then a username of something like this is not secure, but for our local development is fine. And then MySQL underscore password. This will be API as well. You can add anything you want, but something just easy. It's fine for our local development. Okay, so we set the user. If we want to access the MySQL database from our application, then we will use all of these credentials. Okay, and then we need to set the port. MySQL port is 3306 mapped to 3306. Okay, so this is usually MySQL port. And then as usual, we need to set our volumes. So the volume, I can copy this but make some changes. MySQL volumes, let's see if we can find anything here where it stores its own data. Yes, you can see it stores its data in /var/lib/MySQL. So we are going to map our own local volume or local path to /var/lib/MySQL. Okay, so I can copy that and then map it here. You can call this whatever you want. Maybe you can call this MySQL. It's fine. Okay, so we can use this, or you can, I think this is fine. Let's just map docker volume / MySQL, then map it to this part. Okay, and this is for MySQL. Let me duplicate this. So we do the same for Postgres. So Postgres. Okay, let's go ahead and see the documentation. So this is going to be Postgres SQL, the official Docker. Okay, now for Postgres, we need a Postgres password. So for Postgres, change the name to Postgres container. The image name is Postgres. As you can see right here, the image name is Postgres. The restart policy is always. For this, we don't need any command. We can take out this command. Now for the environment variables, we need just the user, the password, and the DB. So we need the Postgres password, the Postgres user, and the Postgres DB. We don't need these other informations. Okay, so go ahead. Let me Postgres password, Postgres user, and then Postgres DB. I don't need this. Now for the password, for the let's just change. For the password, I'll set this to API. For the user, I'll set it to Java. And then for the database, I'll call this Java reviews, because this will be used for our reviews service. Okay, remember that the Postgres database will be used for our reviews service. So the user is Java, the password is API, and the database name. And then for the ports, Postgres ports is 5432. Okay, this is the port. And then for the volumes, let's see, for the volumes itself, for the volumes, it's mapped to /var/lib/Postgres SQL. So just copy this and then paste it here, and then we can change this to Postgres. Okay, this is just all we need to do to set up MySQL and the Postgres services using Docker Compose. Right now we are not running. I just want to wait for us to set up everything first before we run them.